debts and deficits when people need jobs. They're talking about reducing government spending when we need a stimulus and to put people back to work. And the problem is we shouldn't be in debts, because if we tax the rich up front for operating budgets, instead of borrowing from them and paying interest on it, our public services would be funded. The reason we got debts are the wars, the tax cuts for the rich, and the economic recession. The way to get back in the black on our public budgets is to get the economy going again. So local issues for me are the same ones at the state level. Progressive tax reform, public jobs, environmental investments in clean energy so we start dealing with global warming. And so this year's local elections in New York, and we'll build upon local elections and state and federal elections next year. And it's time to start electing some Greens.
How about building a mass movement?
Thank you, Howie. And let me remind people that are viewing this broadcast via live stream that you can find out more about the Green Party at gp.org. And you may be watching this from other states across the United States. Take a look at the menu on the left at the home page at gp.org. You'll see it says states there. Click on that. You'll get a map of the United States. Click on your state, and you can find out about your state Green Party. You can find out about candidates running in your state. We will next have a candidate who is running in Texas. His name is Brett Smith. He is running for San Antonio River Authority. Brett?
And I am so thrilled to be here. I am an older candidate. I think that the Green Party, I look around and we have a lot of wizened people, which is what we need. America needs leadership. And I want to invite each and every one of you to San Antonio. Certainly the River Authority, the famous San Antonio River, is something we take pride in. But the problem is that we've ignored the environmental issues, the environmental concerns, because as we know, we're all for sale to corporate America and whoever can make a profit, instead of really concentrating on the longer-term global issues that the environment, that the Green Party, the environment, that the Green Party focuses on. So I am honored beyond words to be associated with this convention today. And in San Antonio, we have a blooming or a startup Green Party. Some of you know Cat Swift has been instrumental. We recently got on the ballot in Texas. So thank you again, and fire up. We can do it.
As everybody knows, next year is the presidential election, and the Green Party is committed to running a national nominee. And we don't know who that is yet, but candidates are beginning to declare. And we have one such candidate who's about to speak right now. He has run before. He is from Hawaii, and his name is Jim Brewer. Jim, want to say a few words?
My name is Jim Brewer, and I'm starting the process within the Green Party. Basically, what I'm saying up front, the first statement I make about my campaign is that I declare that the freedom struggle of today is between democracy and corporate power. And anybody who starts analyzing politics according to that framework, then you can feel like you understand what is actually going on in our country. Because right now, Washington, D.C. is virtually owned by Wall Street. Really, maybe the final, well, not the final nail in the coffin. The final nail in the coffin is the third branch of the government, the U.S. Supreme Court, has declared that individuals can give unlimited money to candidates and without disclosure. So this virtually means that big multimillionaires are not involved. So that's the third branch of the government. Already the president is owned by corporate America. Already the U.S. Senate and the Congress now the Supreme Court is very clear it's owned by corporate America. But there's another branch of government. There's a fourth branch of government, and it's for the young people and the very stuff. That is the news media, the information media. And right now we see that section in trouble with the Rupert Murdoch,
right after
Fox
him.
News, and
The last
the things that are going on. And so this is what we're up against. We're up against corporate money. They own the think tanks in Washington. And they give these think tanks every day give press releases about trickle-down economics is good for us. Tax cuts to the rich will save the economy and build jobs. We saw 8 years of George Bush where he had the tax cuts and he created the least jobs of any president in recent history. And so this is the prime issue. Our Green Party is for we are defenders of democracy. And that is our biggest task. Because unless we get democracy under control, we can't really save the environment. We can't reverse global warming and all the problems that are coming with it. And we're also patriots for peace. We think that it's patriotic to be for peace. War was clearly made obsolete by the 20th century. That's the most obvious thing. If you look at the 20th century, what's happened in war in the 20th century. I also want to say this. The Green Party not only could be a peace and freedom party, it could be it is an environmental party, and it's a democracy party. But it's also a labor party. It's for everyday working people. And we are activists, and I'm an activist for shared prosperity. That is my first agenda. We need jobs. Jobs. This infrastructure bank that Obama is putting up is going to be another private sector situation. A big bank is going to make a lot of profit, and a lot of private America is going to make a lot of profits off that infrastructure bank. This infrastructure bank should be done by the government like it was done for the New Deal. And we could put everybody back to work. And that's what I intend to do if elected. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim. We've heard from a number of candidates, but now we have something special. When Greens get elected to office, we have seen that they've made changes for the better. They've improved people's lives. And we're very pleased to have the mayor of Greenwich, New York, with us, David Doonan, who will say some words.
Thanks, welcome everybody. Even though the mayor of the village is only about 1,800 people, there still is quite a lot that can be done, even at that local level. Some of the things we've been able to accomplish, right now we're installing a solar array through a grant at our water plant. That should be up and running hopefully within the next month. We're applying for a grant for a similar project at our sewage plant. We've gotten a grant from the New York, it's called a New York Home Grant, which is available from New York State, and that provides loans to provides money for home improvements for income qualified single-family homeowners, with such things as new roofs, new boilers, paint jobs, and code violations, all of that provided at zero cost to the homeowner. One of the first things that we also did is we switched our money from a multinational bank to a locally owned bank. I felt that since with all the crisis going on Wall Street and all the negativity about all the loans going out to the banks, and now that they're coming back down to Main Street, we needed to put our money in the hands of a local bank. And that's one of the communities throughout the country to do that. We also have developed a community youth center in the basement of Village Hall. It took about 6 months to 9 months of work behind the scenes to get that done. The whole room was rehabbed with volunteer labor. In cooperation with a not-for-profit that's gotten started, we hired a youth coordinator, and the emphasis on that particular program is on the digital and performing arts. We've invested in brand new Macintosh computers with the latest editions of Final Cut Pro, so the youth can learn how to develop and edit their own films. We have a complete sound system for local bands to come in and perform, and the director's applying for a grant that, if successful, will be able to open up a low-power community-based radio station that will be run by the youth to talk about what's going on. A lot of that was really the outgrowth of 3 drug overdoses a couple of years ago. We lost 2 very young adults. A third one we almost lost, but fortunately somebody reached out and called 911 and we were able to save them. So this is sort of a reach out from that. There's an awful lot of other things that are going on. We've opened up a community garden. When people first approached me about that 3 years ago, I didn't really take it seriously because, you know, we're like anywhere in the village, within 2 minutes you're out in the countryside. But people came back again, so I said, okay, there's a serious need for this. So we opened up a community garden on a village-owned plot. The DPW ran water into it, which is really critical. The garden's in the 2nd year now. It's been a tremendous success. And one of the things that I love most about it is there's a certain percentage of it that actually gets donated to the local community food bank for the people that really need the food, that can't grow it and obviously have trouble purchasing food on their own. So it's a lot of things going on that are volunteer-driven that really have brought the community together in a way that hasn't been there before. Like for the number of people here talking about jobs, that's obviously a really critical issue as well. We've actually targeted a couple specific industries we're trying to bring into the community, one of which is a craft brewery. And the reason we've targeted that is it can create anywhere from 5 to 30 or more well-paying blue-collar manufacturing jobs that simply don't exist anymore. And it's hard to find industries that create those types of jobs. But we have a location for that. We've also targeted that because it gives the opportunity to partner with a local agricultural community, which is really critical in our area. And they could partner 2 different ways. One, they could